Okay, so since I made the spaghetti, actually this spaghetti held us 2 days. So, and it was so good, and we kind of really enjoyed it. And I actually fixed cornbread, spelt cornbread with the spaghetti, and we ate on that. But now it's Thursday. It's 2 days later. I need to prep some more meals. I ran into a little issue and I wanted to let you all know about it. So I am making sloppy joe, and this recipe calls for spelt and, well, whole spelt. So I have the whole spelt here. And the issue that I ran into was I thought you can just cook this. I need 2 cups of it. But I thought you could just cook this like normal rice, but actually you have to soak it overnight. So that's just a little FYI. If you want to cook whole spelt, it needs to be soaked overnight before you actually cook these whole spelt grains. So now I'll just make my stuffed bell peppers, and I'll finish this sloppy joe tomorrow once I finish soaking these spelt grains. But yes, so this is just me recording all the troubles and of trying to learn everything. But if you're wanting to cook whole spelt, make sure you set out enough time to where you can soak them if you would like. Now it also said that if you didn't have time to soak it, you can cook it for 60 to 80 minutes. But since I don't have to have this meal, I'll just go ahead and just soak my spelt overnight, and I will cook my stuffed bell peppers instead. Oh yeah, and for the spelt, I just want to mention before I am going to soak them, I did rinse them off with, in a strainer under some spring water. I rinsed them off, and now I'm going to soak them in my little glass jar and put the lid on top of it. We'll continue with this tomorrow. Okay, so as you know, I had to put a halt on the sloppy joe because I had to soak the whole spelt grains. So now I am going to cook for today stuffed bell peppers. With stuffed bell peppers, you can use whatever type of bell pepper you like. I like the taste of red bell pepper better, so I'm going to stuff red bell peppers. Well, I'm going to use 6 of them. You need 2 cups of wild cooked rice. And I need to wash this, and for every cup of rice that you have, you need 3 cups of water to cook it. So that's how you cook wild rice, and wild rice do take a long time, so I will get this started first. You need half a pound of mushrooms. I just got the Baby Bella sliced mushrooms. This is 8 ounces, which equals half a pound. 2 plum tomatoes, half a white onion, and half a red onion. And I am using some of the tomato sauce from my spaghetti that I made. I just saved some. So you need a cup of tomato sauce. And remember, I made my Brazil nut cheese the other day, and I'm going to use 1.5 cup of that. You need, for seasonings, in all, I'm going to use about 1 to 2 tablespoons of grapeseed oil. You need half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, 1 teaspoon of oregano, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, and 1 teaspoon of salt, somewhere around there. And that is all the ingredients for the stuffed bell peppers. The first thing I am going to get started is the wild rice, because it will take the longest to actually cook. Okay, so in this pot I have boiling water. This is where I am going to add the red bell peppers for about 5 minutes. Let me show you. I cut the tops off, de-seeded, and I'm preheating my oven to 350. I cut the tops off. I took the seeds out. I took the membrane, the little white part, the membranes out, and I'm going to drop them in here for 5 minutes to soften them up. And while that is happening on this side, I have oil heating up. I am going to saute my mushrooms and onions and add my seasonings, which are right there, into this and saute all that together while the bell peppers are softening. Okay, so this is what it's looking like so far. We're softening up the red bell peppers. We have the mushroom and onions and the seasonings sauteing and then ready to go on deck. I have half a cup of tomato sauce, a cup of Brazil nut cheese, and 2 cups of wild rice. And those 3 ingredients will go into here in just a little while. And I'm going to take these 4 bell peppers out and put the last 2 in because they wouldn't fit, obviously. And once I'm take these out, I am going to add some little salt over them and get them ready to stuff them with this mixture. But yeah, and I forgot to say, also in this mixture, you add your plum tomatoes that were cut up, but I just put those in. And I've also taken out the other 4 bell peppers and put the last 2 in, and they are softening. And I'm going to put the Brazil nut cheese, the tomato sauce, and the rice in here right now. So here is how the mixture is looking once everything is incorporated, and I'm just going to let that simmer for a few minutes. I have taken out all the bell peppers and I am going to salt them, and while I'm salting them, I'm just going to let this, you know, simmer up just a little bit more. Here are the bell peppers. They are soft. You can feel them and tell that they have softened up. So I'm just going to add some sea salt on them and get ready to stuff them with the mixture. Okay, so here is my next setup. I know my pan is a little big for the amount of bell peppers that I have. Some of them don't stand up too well, so I just strategically placed them on here where they could lean up against the wall. And so basically what I'm gonna do now is stuff them, and then I will top them with the rest of the tomato sauce and then put some more Brazil cheese on top of the tomato sauce. Place them in the oven for about 25 to 30 minutes and they'll be done. And I'll show you before what they look like before I put them in the oven and then once I take them out. So this is how they look in the end. I'm going to place them in the oven